Hello everybody, it's Virginia. I'm finally back. I've been traveling a lot. Today I'm bringing you this beautiful card designed by Mary Fish. I made a few adjustments to it, but today I'm going to break it down how it's done. I thought you'd enjoy that. We're going to start with this wonderful new set called Abstract Expressions from the new 2018-2019 Stampin' Up! Catalog. I've already mounted the 3 stamp sets that we'll need in descending order, and the sentiment. We're going to be showing you today how to use our new Blueberry Bushel ink and turn it into 2 colors with just 1 pad, and then Night of Navy as well. Here are the supplies you're going to need cardstock wise. You're going to need one 8.5 by 4 1/4 piece of cardstock cut, and we'll go right ahead and fold it because this is a super quick card. It won't take you very long to make it. We'll also need 4 by 5 1/4 piece of Blueberry Bushel cardstock, a piece of 3 3/4 and 3 3/4 square, which I'll show you how to cut, and a small strip of 3 3/4 by at least 1 1/2 for the belly band here. So we're going to get started right away stamping, and we're going to be using Blueberry Bushel ink. And we're going to start with this larger stamp, and I'm going to stamp it off once. What that means is I stamp somewhere else and then I come back and stamp. That creates a very light surface, but it extends my pad and makes it lighter. Now you'll notice I'm not stamping absolutely perfectly, but that's the beauty of this stamp set. You really can't go wrong because there's so many layers, and it's super easy to get a nice looking card. You just have to be patient. Look, that's my best stamp. I stamped, that's the 5th time before I really got a good clean stamp. And that one is terrible. But that's okay, because it is an impressionistic looking stamp. And it's okay if we don't get it quite perfect. Okay, so I've got my first layer done. I'm going to put that down. Now I'm going to go with the next layer. And this one I'm just going to stamp directly over without stamping off. Again, if I don't get a perfect impression, that's okay. Okay, almost done. And now I'm going to open my Night of Navy pad and use the finest detailed one. It doesn't really matter how you line them up. There is a guide in the stamp set that shows you which way you should line it up, but honestly, I rarely pay attention to that. Look at how pretty that is already. So I can put my ink pads away. I should probably stamp this little piece. Now let's see how straight I can get it. One of the things I learned years ago is that you stamp it once on a scrap piece of paper if you're doing words, just to see how it's inking. And I'm pretty happy. We'll see if I can get it as straight on here. There are a few things I can do. Oh, that's pretty good. I got lucky today. I'm going to put away my ink, and now it's just time to put together my card. I am going to need my cutter to trim this piece, and the reason is that I want to cut it in half here and here. So I'm going to trim it at 1, it's 3 3/4, so 1 1/2. Okay, 1 7/8. Does that look straight? Yep, we're going to find out if I did it right. Yep, they're perfectly matched. I made a bunch of these for a swap, so I should be pretty good at it. So I can go ahead now and mount this together, but I like to set my sentiment down first because I want everything to line up nicely. So I'm going to take some time and lay this out and sort of figure out where this has to be. And that's a little bit of moving stuff around and looking. And I think that's just about the right spot. I like to use our Stampin' Up! Tombow to glue stuff down. And I don't use a lot, but I use just enough. Sorry about that. Sort of center it, push it down. I'm going to go ahead and put some on the back here and hopefully get that right. The reason I love Tombow is if things aren't quite right, I have a few seconds to move things around. Wow, and I'm almost done here. Look at how fast this card came together. The only thing left now is the little extra bling, which is the flower. Look at how I was able to adjust that just because I had some space and the glue wasn't completely glued down. One of the tricks I learned from my upline years ago was this little trick to not use too much ribbon. You're going to go ahead and tie off a little square knot, and I start out with a piece that's slightly bigger than the space I'm going across, and then I pull backwards. I'm going to trim that a little bit here and here. And depending on where I want it, I can either cut it perfectly in half, or if I want it off center a little bit, I just cut it off center. Look at how cute that is. So now I'm going to take my tape runner, put a little tape on the back to secure my ribbon. And now I can just put my card together. I'm almost done. I have folded this cardstock in half. And there you go. Thanks, Mary Fish, for the inspiration. I did make some changes. She used Night of Navy background. I used Blueberry Bushel, and she also used Night of Navy twine. I used Blueberry Bushel ribbon. But I think everything else is the same. Hope to see you next week. Talk to you soon.